Hello everyone, and welcome to Thea The Awakening by Mulha Games. This is going to be a short series. I've removed the camera because there's a lot of information on screen. So first off, Thea The Awakening is a turn-based strategy game which takes the Civ appearance, but looks at more like a squad-based turn-based strategy, and for combat has a card game. We'll get into that later, but first, the choice of gods. The gods level up as you get to know them. I'm going to go with a god that's level 1 for now. I'm going to go with Lada, who is the Power of Hope. I do have some higher level gods knocking about, but I want to level up a few gods. So normal difficulty, we're going to focus on gatherers rather than warriors and craftsmen because I prefer to start in a gathering style. And we're going to start with Lada, who has a bonus towards gathering and research as her first level bonus. So let's jump in. All was nothingness, quiet and calm, warm and serene, but lonely. For a long time you were cuddled in a dark cage, then one day you awoke to carry on the first ray of light. Touched a single silver seed and knew that hope was born. A small starving group of people called out to you in their hour of need. You have answered and become Lada, the goddess of hope and beauty and love and joy. You must now lead in your guiding hand.
Thea is awakened.
So, we'll skip the tutorial.
Alright.
Yes, leave the tutorial. So what we have here is we have our expedition. And we can have a quick look at our expedition's equipment. So our expedition consists of one hunter, and you can see the stats at the bottom. So the hunter's stats include armor, damage, dexterity, folklore gathering, herbalism, intelligence, perception, piercing damage, poison, range damage, shield, speech, stealth, strength, traps and will. All of these come into play for later on challenges, and the challenges can be hex challenges, they can be fight challenges, they can be conversation challenges. The first thing is we have a craftsman here. The craftsman isn't very good in combat, isn't very good for things other than speech challenges, and is much better at crafting than anything else. So, new expedition, pop him in a new expedition, create expedition, continue anyway. So I want the expedition that contains only him. This is 5 of 5, so we shall move these guys out this way, and dang it, that was him. But he does have enough to get back to town. So I'm going to merge him into the town, and there we go. I now have my craftsman in the town, where he will be far more productive. So for now we need to set gathering up. So we need food to feed our people, we need wood to do basic gathering tasks. And production. Crafting. We have one decent craftsman, and he's going to start working very early on creating... I don't really want to create any cooked meals. I have some steel and some decent wood, so I'm actually going to start off early on with creating myself an advanced crafting tool just to make crafting easier. I'm going to pop my craftsman on there, and it's going to take me 3 turns. So my 5-5 expedition is going to go out and finish off the end of the tutorial that I've skipped,
You open one of the
and show you a little bit of combat. So these are your sort of combat elements. They will go into either offensive or tactical. Tactical allows them to use their secondary abilities, offensive allows them to use their main abilities. So I actually have 2 gatherers in my offensive hand, so that's where they'll do the fighting. So I'm actually going to reshuffle because I'm going to try and hope to get a few more of my more powerful characters. Yeah, I got a few more of my more powerful characters into this hand. My hunter went back into my tactical hand, but that's okay because hunters have a lot of support actions that they can do. So it's my turn to start with. So basically I'm placing these characters out onto the field, and then the game will go left to right and use the characters. So I want someone reasonably high health, but mostly high damage to go first. So he gains 8 shield because he has a decent amount of armor, and he has a lot of damage. So they've played a tactical character first because it's one of their most powerful characters. So what I can do is I can support an ally, so I can add to his damage. He's currently going to be doing 18. This person has 25 hit points, so I could add 4, which would take it up to 22, but that's not going to be that useful. I could also counter the offense, so I could counter one of his offensive cards and stun it, but that's not going to be very useful. First action is not very useful. So what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to throw out another high damage card, because this guy's not going to get a turn first because he was played from the tactical hand. So this guy is going to actually have to wait until the second turn anyway. And now here where we get a little bit interesting. So you see I have a spear character, Now if I played him, he wouldn't get to have another turn, he wouldn't get to have a turn straight away. But what he might be able to do is he might be able to damage this character because he's a spear character. However, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to counter tactical. Oh no, those are both offensive. I'm going to counter offensive just to get rid of one of his offensive cards. There we go. And then, because this guy's quite low on health, I'm going to shield ally to try and protect him from damage. So he deals 18 damage, she deals 14 damage, then it's these guys' turns. 2. So they didn't manage to break my armour, and I get to attack back. Second fight, we do it again. 1, 2, he's going to attack and do 2 damage to my health. And there we go. That's a decent way to run that. So the opponent goes first, throws out a rat. I'm just going to throw out my spearman straight away, and then I'm actually going to go straight into the fight phase because that ends the battle. So you can see how this becomes. Sorry. You can see how this becomes very, very tactical, and then you get the declaration of what happened at the end. I got some armor, some meat, some leather, a double-handed sword, some quartz, some wheat, some malachite, and one of my characters got wounded. Now, the way the wounds work is the more wounds you take, the more likely your character is to die, especially without medical treatment. A little heart will appear when they're at high risk of dying on their character portrait, but you can actually have your character reduced to 0 hit points and still live, just their chance of dying is very, very, very high, so you're going to have to be very careful about taking them to a place where they can rest and recuperate. And they get helped by the fact that they might have some sort of medical support. So what we're looking for is we're looking to produce things in our town, including buildings. And what buildings do is buildings provide us with benefits. So at the moment we have no buildings, but if we build a pasture, then we gain a little bit of meat and a little bit of child chance every turn. But to do that we need the right resources, and to get resources we need to gather them. And we also need research points. So this is the gathering research tree. So you can see that I could find fur, I could find amber, I could find steel or gold, elven wood, dark wood, vine, string, or spider silk, I should say, wicker or cane, bone. We can also go into our crafting tree, which allows me to craft maces, spears, armour, swords, axes. Or the construction tree, which allows me to build things. So we could build a smithy, which would give me a bonus towards my crafting and allow me to make children into craftsmen with better skills. I could get a well, which gives me random resources, a bit like a wishing well, it gives you a random bonus every turn for a little bit of resources. I could create a cabbage patch, which gives me a massive bonus towards my child production. I could create a herbalist's hut, which allows me to create children into medics. And I could create a watchtower, which allows me to increase the view distance around my village. And this leads into things like walls and magical paths, which allow me to gather from further away as well. So what do I mean by children? Basically every turn there is a chance of someone coming and visiting your settlement, and also a chance of your settlement having children. So you see here I've got 6 children at the moment. Those might grow up. So the number of people and movement points for how long the food and supply. So we have very little food in this village. They're currently eating meat, which is fine. They can survive off meat. But we want to gather some better things. So in the production gathering, we've got 2 people set to gather, and they'll be gathering 1 collection of vegetables every turn, which should be enough to sustain us. So let's go over. Turn 2. So up here you can see that we've got a research point to spend, which is warning us about, and we also have our gathering 14 vegetables gathered in that turn. So let's go and see what we can get from this treasure chest.
You stumble across some ruins of an old
You stumble
city
across some
engulfed
ruins
in
of an
mist
old
and
city
mystery.
engulfed in mist and mystery.
You
So let's
open
search
one
it.
of the buildings.
You open the building,
A strange-looking
some skeletons.
stone.
There's some beautiful voiceover in the background. I'm not sure how well you can hear that, but 4 hulking rats and a skeleton should be able to take this quite easily. We've got decent attacker's hand. Yeah, keep that one. Our turn first, of course, we're going to send out our bruiser with a decent amount of armour and a decent attack first, because he's less likely to be attacked as well. So he's used one of his abilities to put his creature first. because his creature only has 15 hit points. So his creature is at risk of dying, so they've used one of their abilities to put their creature first. Which is fine, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up a shield ally. It shows me how many cards I get to play up here. So he gets to play 2 cards now. So by throwing up that shield ally, I've given him 13 armor, which means this guy won't be able to break his armor straight away. So let's throw out her and him. Again using a tactics to move one of their characters first, so they're determined to try and injure me this turn. So what I can do is I can move my 14 damage person to the front, but they're going to be quite vulnerable to an 11 damage hit. So 16, taking 3 damage directly to the health. I'll actually take that 3 damage directly to the health, to be fair, and I will probably just add him in as an additional damager on the second phase. So I'll take that 3 damage to my health bar because I know I can recover it over time. Kind of hit in the wrong direction there, but that's fine. We're going to get rid of the dangerous skeleton. We're going to take another 5 damage to the health bar, which I didn't want, but that's because we hit in the wrong direction. So that's an easy victory. A little bit of heavy damage to him, so I might have to move him back and heal him in a bit. But we got some swords and a shield, and some experience and a research point, or some points towards my research points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into their equipment and I'm going to see if I can't improve their equipment. He's got a 2-handed. Can his shield be improved? Yes, that's a flat improvement on his shield. Not an improvement on the sword though. Not an improvement on his axe. Not an improvement on his sword. Exactly the same, but this one's lighter, which means he should be able to carry other things. He can't carry a shield as well because he's a gatherer. Only warriors can carry 2-handed swords and shields at the same time. That's too much weight. Too much weight. Too much weight. But he can wear the armour. The bone armour is very heavy, but that's fine. And have they got enough food? They've got plenty of food at the moment. Although they will need to camp. Can I set up camp yet? No, I have too many sort of people invested. They've seen a monster. There's our gathering. We've gathered vegetables and wood. So he has 7 of 12 hit points. He should be fine to deal with the 1 skull challenge. Filthy Undead attack. So these are the battle challenges. Shuffle. That's better. These are the battle challenges. Later on you can get... I'm just going to counter tactic straight away to get rid of his tactic card. He has 9 armor versus 5 attack. That's fine. I'm going to shield ally and pop that up there. There we go. So even if they both attack, they can't break his armor, so he's never going to take damage from that. He might take damage next round if we can't kill them all off. Yeah, he's going to take damage next round. That's a pity. But you can see how the tactical game sort of comes together. So what I'll do from now on is I'll be sort of skipping the base elements because a lot of this game is just waiting. See, I've gained enough experience to level up, so I'll do the turnover and I'll level up, and then I'll show you. I'll do some sort of skipping through.
But alas, grow up we must.
So, one of our children has leveled up, or one of our children has become an adult, so we get, because it's a child ranking up rather than someone joining our settlement from outside, we get to pick what they become. A warrior, a gatherer, a crafter, or a medic. To be honest, I need a medic, so medic it is.
Is an important rite of passage.
Celebrate the rite of passage, and there we go. So here are our turns. Abilities improved. So our expedition has gained strength, health, stealth and speech, which isn't too bad. Back in town we've gained willpower, herbalism, intelligence and trapping. We have gained another person here. This person is doing nothing, so it warns us this person is doing nothing. So let's have a look at them. Manage supplies. Nope. Equipment. There. Medic. So our medic is armor, speech, damage, strength, intelligence, traps, willpower, and medic. And what medic does is medic allows you in sickness challenges to fight and deal damage, but also it prevents characters on low hit points from dying of their wounds. That's quite advantageous. We've also gained a crafting hammer, which I'll pop on there. That is +1 perception. I'm actually going to pop that onto my medic. And I'm going to give my medic... Actually, no, I'm going to take my medic out when these guys get back, because these guys are going to now be heading home to drop off their resources and do a little bit of healing. So that's the beginning of Thea. From now on, I'll be cutting the episodes a lot more to just show you challenges and show you what I'm up to, but not show you the repeated grind for materials, because there is a little bit of a grind for materials, a little bit of gathering work going on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next video. Bye!